For the cheapest coins with fast delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor, Red Zone Coins, and use code SWIFT at checkout for 20% off. So family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with episode number 2 of the Mutt Weekly Roundup on the channel. This is essentially a series I'm going to be posting every single Monday where I recap any new cards that got released over the past week, as well as any news that happened in Madden or Madden Ultimate Team in general, as well as give my takes, opinions, and thoughts on all of those things. So for this episode, the way it's going to go is to start with, I'm going to talk about the new Ultimate Legends and the new golden tickets that just got released into the game. Then we will transition to start to talk about a huge EA Bandwave that actually went out over the past week, which I actually got hit by, so I'm going to give my opinion on that, as well as talk about the Madden competitive event that occurred last weekend as well. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the series. If you do, be sure to drop a like down below. It is the best way to support something like this. I really enjoy making these episodes, so the best way to support something like this, again, like I said, is by hitting the like button. Also, just want to give a huge shout out to all of you guys who have really been able to help me out by developing such a great community on this channel. When I started the channel, that was really one of my major goals, and just scrolling through my comment section over the past couple days and seeing all you guys talking to each other, helping each other out, it's just absolutely awesome to see. So huge shout out to you guys for doing that, and it's really awesome, and one of the main reasons I started this channel, and I'm really happy that that's starting to come through. So without further ado, let's hop into this, and let's start it off by talking about the golden tickets that got released into the game last week. So the golden tickets that dropped last week are actually 3 of the cheapest ones on the block right now. It's the Adrian Peterson, the Mohamed Sanu, and the Brian Burns. For the Adrian Peterson card, I'm really not a huge fan of this. I was hoping this card would get human joystick. He'd be pretty fun to use, but unfortunately he does not get human joystick, making this golden ticket a lot less valuable. As you can see, with the 96 agility, he's just not going to get human joystick, which does suck. So in my opinion, Adrian Peterson isn't really too worth it. I mean, the only reason why you would get a card like this is if you didn't want to put abilities on him, but who's going to spend 1,000,000 coins on a card that you actually aren't going to put abilities on? Definitely not me, so that's why I would recommend you guys kind of steering away from this Adrian Peterson card. Not a huge fan of him, again, because he doesn't get human joystick. Now, Mohamed Sanu's card, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but he should be able to get Escape Artist and Hot Route Master, which is definitely really awesome. I've actually played against him a couple of times, and this is actually a pretty solid quarterback card. Comparing him to some of the other golden ticket quarterbacks, he's going to be much cheaper, about 1.5 million coins cheaper than the Josh Allen. So if you're on a tight budget, this Mohamed Sanu card actually could be pretty good for you. I don't mind him just because of the price range. I know the stats aren't amazing, but because of his price, I actually don't mind this card at all, especially if he gets Escape Artist and if he gets Hot Route Master, which it looks like he should because he does have Field General there. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be able to get you Hot Route Master, and then Improviser or Scrambler, you'll be able to put Escape Artist in that slot. So if he does get those 2 abilities, he's actually a pretty good card, especially on a budget. Now, moving on to the final card that got released, we have Brian Burns. I actually like this card quite a bit. So the stats on this card are at 94 speed and 97 play rec. He's got 95 block shed, 85 power move, and 99 finesse move. So he's going to be a really good pass rusher. If we compare him to, or I'm not actually on my main team, but if we were to compare him to Lawrence Taylor, you'd see pretty similar stats than that. In my opinion, it's easier to just go with like LC or Jadeveon Clowney. They're going to get you comparable play, but the Brian Burns card is pretty solid, and he does have good stats. In my opinion, my favorite card out of this release is probably going to be Mohamed Sanu, just because of the abilities he gets and the fact that he is quite cheap. AP, not really worth it, and Brian Burns, not really worth it as well. So next up, let's move on to the Ultimate Legends that got released this week, and I'll give you guys my takes on those. So the first Ultimate Legend card that got released, which everyone was most excited for, was this 99 overall Michael Vick card. Now, in my opinion, this card is totally not worth the 600,000 coins. As you can see, he's got 95 speed, which is crazy. That's super fast for a quarterback and very fun to use. The throwing stats, though, are just not there. They're not there at all. 92 short, 89 mid, and 94 deep. He's actually going to miss a lot of passes. Anyone that uses Michael Vick will tell you that he misses a ton of passes, and in my opinion, there's no reason that you need to get a quarterback that's this expensive that's not going to get Hot Route Master and Escape Artist. The reason why people pay the big bucks for golden tickets is so they can get those 2 abilities on their quarterback. If we even compare him to just Randall Cunningham right here, he's basically going to be almost the same card with just a bit lower speed on the Randall Cunningham and a bit lower throw power on the Randall Cunningham, and the fact that you have to pay 500,000 more coins or 400,000 more coins to get this Michael Vick is absolutely not worth it. He's going to miss passes, and it's not like he's going to be able to get you Escape Artist and Hot Route Master on him, so totally not worth it to buy this Vick, in my opinion. If you aren't getting a golden ticket quarterback, just get someone who's more budgety. I know that Patrick Mahomes has gone down in price a ton. Randall Cunningham is a good option. There's a bunch of other good options other than the Vick. The card is solid. I mean, they didn't really give him great throwing stats, but just because of the abilities that are associated with all of these non-golden ticket quarterbacks, it's either you get like a budgety or good value 98 or 99 overall regular quarterback, or you get a golden ticket. That's why this Vick, in my opinion, is not really going to be worth your coins. Now moving on to the next card that got released, it is going to be Simeon Rice at a 99 overall. We'll take a look at the back of this card, and this card is kind of interesting. He's got 90 speed, 94 acceleration, 98 finesse moves, 89 power moves, and 91 block shedding. So the 90 speed is what's really unique to me. As you can see, for most defensive ends, they're not going to be close to 90 speed. So getting that 90 speed is decently valuable. He'd be a really good spy or like pass rush specialist type of defender. But in my opinion, if you're spending 300,000 coins, you're going to want someone who's a little bit more versatile with better block shed. But if you do have a really good team, this could be an interesting player to add to your squad as maybe a spy defender or like a contained defender if there's a lot of people that are scrambling on you. And that's probably going to start to happen a ton more with everyone getting a free golden ticket. Everyone's going to have Lamar, RG3, or Vick, so people are going to be running all over the place. I can see this card being decently valuable as that time comes, but for the time being, Simeon Rice isn't really worth it. I don't mind the card. I could see it having some value in the future, but right now, the card is solid. I wish they gave him a bit better block shed, then he'd be a bit more usable, but again, comparing him to like Myles Garrett, he's just probably not worth it at all. So that was Simeon Rice, and now we'll move on to Steve Largent, who is actually a wide receiver, and he was the LTD. LTDs are usually quite expensive. We'll take a look at his price right now. As you can see, Steve Largent sitting at around 550k, around the same price as Randy Moss, and 94 speed, that's just kind of an instant no from me. As you see, comparing him to Randy Moss's card, Randy Moss is sitting at 98 speed, so you're really just making this comparison right here. These two cards are going for almost the same price, and there is no reason why you guys should be getting Steve Largent over Randy Moss. Randy Moss is going to hit all these other thresholds at route running, which is totally fine. While Steve Largent's stats might look nicer at route running, it's not actually going to give you a feasible effect, because once you hit the thresholds, it's not really going to make a difference at all. So Steve Largent, he was an LTT, that means he's going to be more expensive, and the card really isn't too juiced up that it would be worth spending that many coins on him. So that was basically all the cards that got released into the game. Let me know your thoughts on any of them, and now I'm going to start to talk about the EA Bandwave that went out over the past week, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion on that. I'm going to hop onto my main account, which actually got auction house banned, so I'm going to explain how that happened, and then kind of give EA some pointers when it comes to the bans, because I feel like they were a little bit harsh, and they kind of handled the situation kind of poorly, and I know a lot of people were actually affected by this ban wave in a negative way, so I'm just going to give my opinion on that. But first up, let's hop on to my main account, and you guys can see exactly what they did. Okay, so I am on my main account, and as you guys can see right here, my auction house is locked, and this is essentially what happened to me. I basically just got an email from EA telling me that my auction house was locked for 14 days. It also popped up on my screen saying that that happened when I logged in, and honestly, the reason why I know exactly why it happened was because I was doing giveaways on my account. When I did actually get the email from EA, they did specify all the reasons you could be banned. Of course, coin selling is one of them, which was exactly what they thought I was doing, and since that their main target is to take out coin sellers and get coin sellers out of the game, they banned my account because they thought I was selling coins, right? I was dispersing a lot of coins to different accounts, but again, that was through giveaways. If you guys weren't in my stream, you know I did 10 giveaways of 100,000 coins, and basically a couple days after that, I ended up getting the ban. So very annoying that it happened to me, but one thing that I really wish they did to handle the situation differently is instead of just getting this 14-day ban at the start, I wish they had just given me a notice. Just send me an email saying that your account has been flagged, and if we see any other giveaways or suspicious activity like coin selling, we're going to end up putting a 14-day ban on you. Because if that happened to me, I would have just immediately stopped doing any giveaways from my account and literally been totally fine for the rest of the year. But instead of giving me that notice and allowing me to correct my mistakes, they just banned me for 14 days. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like the first step should be to warn them, and then if they end up selling coins or doing giveaways or whatever, breaking terms of service again, then you hit them with a 14-day ban. If they do it again after that, then you ban them for good. That's a better system than, in my opinion, just giving someone a 14-day ban off the bat, because honestly, people do giveaways, people do wagers all the time. It's really hit or miss for when you're gonna get banned. So if you get a little bit of a notice at the start, like, hey, you gotta stop doing this, obviously I would have stopped doing it. I understand the point of it though. The point of it is to get rid of coin sellers, which is understandable. EA doesn't like coin sellers. They don't really care about buyers as much because, again, they're not going to go after your account if you buy some coins. They want to try and find the root of where it's happening, and they want to go after the sellers. But pretty annoying that they ended up banning mine for just doing giveaways, which is like, it's so weird to think I'm giving back to the community by doing a giveaway and then my account ends up getting banned. So just my opinion on that. I know a lot of people ended up getting hit with the Bandwave. I'm hoping that they take it away after 14 days because I actually heard some horror stories of people actually getting their account banned for good on their first offense, and it says it was only 14 days and then they just keep on locking it. So if that happened to me, that would absolutely suck, but I kind of understand that it happened. I was pretty upset in the moment, and then after reading the terms of service, I'm pretty sure it's just like a bot that goes through and ends up banning your account. But like I said before, I really would have liked a notice just to know, okay, fix your activity. Right now you're doing giveaways or selling coins and we don't like that. So I feel like that would have been a better first step and more of a logical first step. But it is what it is. It happened to me. I'm kind of upset about it. But I'm basically a week through it and it hasn't really been too tough. Just kind of annoying for videos and not really being able to buy anyone. But they haven't dropped any cards into the game anyways. So I feel like I'm not too much at a disadvantage. Next up, I want to talk about the Madden Bowl right here. And we're going to open up this Madden Bowl pack while we end up doing this. And if you guys did not know, the Madden Bowl was actually over the weekend, as we started off with an 88 overall Patrick Laird. Unfortunately, again, I can't sell him. But the Madden Bowl was over the weekend. If you guys did not know, the winner of the Madden Bowl did not pass the ball a single time. It was run every single play, as I believe this is my 98 to 99. Hopefully it's 99 Joe Burrow. As we get 99 Joe Burrow, we're going to be able to quick sell him for 46k trading. Nice little come up there. But yeah, the Madden Bowl, the winner did not pass the ball a single time. Now, I just want to give you guys my opinion on that. That is really a bad look on EA. I don't think it's a bad look on the person that won. The person that won, I'm just going to defend him here for a second, because I know a lot of people in my Twitter DMs and stuff like that were kind of annoyed at the person who won. I can't really blame the person who won. There's money on the line, there's pride on the line, and I think he hadn't won a belt or anything like that, or come first place in any of the tournaments yet. So I feel like if I was out in his situation, and if you guys were in his situation as well, you would give yourself the best opportunity to win with money on the line, no matter if it's a scummy way to play or an annoying way to watch the game. I feel like everyone would still end up doing that if there was money on the line, although you might say right now, yeah, there's no way I would do that. I would be passing the ball, trying to make the game more competitive. He won $65,000, so I'm pretty sure all of you guys would be doing the same thing. So I can't really hate on him for running the ball. I think the thing that deserves some hate is EA Sports for allowing that to be the best way to win the game. If you guys did not know, he was subbing in a punter. That way he could get the faster handoff animation on the left side, and then he had his quarterback on the right side. He basically just ran the ball, like I said, literally every single play, put lineman at tight end, put lineman at wide receiver. His opponent knew he was running it, and they just could not stop it. He played incredible defense, but I feel like this is a terrible look on EA. There were actually sports websites like ESPN and other stuff like that, people writing articles about this just to show how bad it was and kind of embarrass EA, and I hope that that does send a message to them to make some changes to their gameplay, because if this stuff happens again in continual years and over again, where there's serious flaws in the game, it's going to really take a hit on Madden, and I'm really hoping that they end up switching a few of these things around and they're able to correct some of the gameplay. I feel like instead of going for huge fixes, I feel like that's what they always do. They try and totally fix the run game, so next year the run game is going to suck. How about they just tweak it a little bit? Just make it a little worse. Make it so that maybe there's more block sheds on your defensive line. Make it so that your offensive linemen don't push the defensive line 3 yards downfield every time. Maybe take out abilities that are like on Eric Dickerson, where he can't be tackled on the first person that tries to tackle him. These type of things can make the game more balanced, and they can't be that challenging to implement. So just wanted to share that news with you guys. Kind of funny, I guess you could say, that the culmination of EA's like whole competitive event series is a person who ends up running the ball every single play and ends up winning after we've all been struggling with it all year. Although there is better run defense right now, it was just a complete defensive tournament. Honestly, there was not much offense going around. It was basically all defense, which is usually what starts to happen at the end of the year as people start to be better on defense and have more counters and kind of know how to stop certain plays. But yeah, that was just kind of crazy that ended up happening. Just wanted to share that with you guys, which is honestly pretty insane, and hopefully EA ends up making some changes and is able to fix that in the future. I know they're not going to be fixing it for this year, but in the future, hopefully that does end up getting tweaked, because like I said, I actually put out a tweet about this earlier or yesterday. I said that like Madden content creation and stuff like that on Twitch, on YouTube, and just Madden content creators in general have been able to grow so much, and I feel like the game honestly grew quite a bit this year. Seems like there was a lot of new players and that was even with a game that was decently flawed, I would say, from a gameplay perspective, where there were just certain stuff, like it always in Madden, there's going to be certain stuff which is just totally unbeatable, and they have done a solid job at correcting it. If you guys remember, or if you guys did play a while back, there used to be nano blitzes where you would literally send 2 people and you would get to the quarterback in 3 seconds no matter what they did. So we've come a long way since then, but I feel like a few tweaks and a little bit better of a gameplay product could end up really shooting Madden up on the charts, which would be great for content creators, great for you guys, and really great for everyone to see the game continue to grow, because again, this year was even decently big and there were definitely some major flaws in the game. But yeah, that was just my opinion on it. Unfortunately, did get auction house banned, as well. As you guys will see, I just want to show you what happens when I try and sell a card. It just says that I'm really not allowed to do it. I'm not allowed to go there. So definitely pretty annoying about the auction house ban, and a couple of bad things kind of on EA this week with the auction house ban and on the tournaments, and honestly the cards that they released weren't amazing. Hopefully we have a better episode next week of the Motley Weekly Roundup. Let's hope that there's some more positive moves. Of course, I prefer to talk about positive things. You guys know me, always happy and smiling in the video, trying to reflect that on you guys. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, drop a like, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.
So